let me show you what
Hey everyone, it's me again. Today I got you Protea Prime. I'm really excited to show you the build that I've been saving till this day. So without further ado, let's see what we have today. The passive gives you 100% ability strength after 3 ability casts, meaning the 4th ability she casts gets 100% ability strength, and this will be very beneficial for ability nuking builds. Moving on. First ability, Grenade Fan. This ability splits into 2 types of grenades. The first one being Shrapnel Vortex, which is a grenade that deals slash damage and slash status effect and staggers enemies. The second part of her first ability is Shield Satellite. She throws some that you can pick them up for you, your companion, and your allies. These satellites regenerates your shields and give you 3 seconds of shield gauge duration. And that's it. Her second ability, Blaze Artillery. She throws the little machine gun on her waist that attacks enemies and deals heat damage and heat status effects. And this ability has infinite body punch through and 100% status chance. And it scales from ability strength and other methods. We'll get to that later. Her third ability, which is one of the most famous abilities among the Warframe community, Dispensary. She throws a supply cache that drops health and energy and ammo pickups. Yep, that's it, simply. Moving on. Her fourth ability and the most important asset to our lovely build, Temporal Anchor. Protea snapshots her past self. To make things simple, the last state you were in before activating this ability will be saved. In terms of health, shields, energy, any other stat will be saved. And you need to deal as much damage as you can through this time, because once the time ends, you will go back to this form, but with an little explosion that deals blast damage, unfortunately. But the blast is getting buffed next update, so it will be blasty. And once you cast the ability, you are invulnerable. Once you end the ability, you are invulnerable once again. Note that if you are killed during the ability's duration, the ability will end instantly, but you will get knocked back once the ability ends. Also, another note to keep in mind that your state will be saved before the first cast of the ability, meaning if you have a lot of energy, you will still have a lot of energy once you end the ability. But if you have very little energy and pick energy after activating the ability, all of this is gone. You will go back to no energy once again. Okay, why I went over Protea's kit, since the Warframe is 4 years old, so probably everyone knows it. Well, for 2 reasons. First one being there are always new players who watch the video and may or may not want to know what the abilities actually do, so this is a bit helpful instead of going to the wiki. The second reason is because DE introduced a new augment for her 4th ability named Temporal Erosion that allows Protea to armor strip any enemy with her 1st and 2nd ability during the duration of her 4th ability. And also, I'm going to make her 2nd ability be the main DPS tool with the heat inherit mechanic. Yeah baby, it's been a long time since we did a heat inherit video. So before we go into any other details, why don't you hit that subscribe button, and even better, hit that like button. It helps me a lot and it's really appreciated. It will help me to make more content. Thank you in advance. So let's explain how the heat status effect actually works. First, the heat status effect is a linear scaling DOT that ramps up in damage really quickly, and it's set as a whole tick and not separated by individual ticks like slash, and it scales from modded base damage, action damage multiplier, and modded heat damage. But there is another method to scale heat even further with the heat inherit mechanic. So if you have a primer modded with a lot of heat and faction damage mod and apply the first heat stack, any other heat stack will inherit the stats of the first heat stack, combining it to deal more devastating damage. If you didn't understand anything from what I've just said, just build a primer with heat and faction damage, pew pew on an enemy, summon your Blaze Artillery, and let it go pew pew. And don't forget to have your Temporal Anchor active with the augment to armor strip it, so the heat can scale furthermore. Now, without further ado, let's see how I have built my Protea. First, you need to know that I have 4 red archon shards for ability strength and 1 Tau Forged yellow for effectiveness on energy pickups. since I'm not going to be using Arcane Energize. Now let's take a look at Protea's build. In the aura I got Growing Power for 25% ability strength whenever I proc a status effect, and this will be easily done with my primer. Prime Sure Footed for the less time on your butts, Prime Continuity for a little bit of duration, Equilibrium for energy to health conversion and vice versa, and this will be easily done with my companion with the Synth Fiber mod. Prime Flow for the large energy pool, energy conversion for extra 50% ability strength on my next ability cast whenever I pick an energy orb, and this will be easily done with my dispensary. Rolling Guard for the 3 seconds of availability and Status Cleanse, Natural Talent for casting speed, the Augment Temporal Erosion, and Umbral Intensify for 44 ability strength. In the Arcanes I have Molt Augmented for extra 60% ability strength and Arcane Steadfast to allow me to cast a few abilities with no energy cost, and this is actually a flex slot. You can put Molt Efficiency if you want, but I tried them both and I felt Steadfast way better. With this build I have enough ability strength to reach 419 ability strength, and this is heck a lot. Yeah. My primer will be the Epitaph modded for a lot of heat, and a Prime Expel of Grenier for the Heat Inherit purposes. My companion will be Nautilus for the Augment Cordon that allows me to group enemies whenever they within the area, and this will be easily refreshed with Manifold Bond. And for my Sentinel's weapon I have the Hellstrom modded with the following, because I'm super lazy to add more Forma and it may or may not prime enemies with heat and some viral, so the added faction damage exists. My focus school will be the Madurai, although I didn't use it much, but it's very beneficial. If you don't want to use it, use whatever you want. My melee would be the Praetus, just for the parkour, velocity, and sprint speed. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something new. Please consider subscribing, it's free, you can always change your mind. Also, dropping a like is very appreciated. Stay tuned and see you all next time in the next video. Bye bye!